The Mix-Up by H.Q. Mitchell. Published and copyright by M.M. Publications, 1998. Chapter 1.
Listen, everybody,
said Nina as she ran into the garage. She was holding a letter and looked very excited.
We've got a letter,
she said, and smiled. But nobody in the garage was listening to her. Everybody was playing a musical instrument.
Stop playing. I have news. Good news,
she said. But the band didn't stop. Nina climbed on a chair and shouted,
We've got a letter from Mr. J.
Suddenly the music stopped. Eric, Ronnie and Sandy turned towards Nina.
Mr. J, the millionaire?
Asked Eric, the drummer.
Yes,
answered Nina.
He saw us one night at Webster Hall and he liked our music.
Did he really like it?
Ronnie asked. He couldn't believe it.
Of course he liked us,
said Eric.
We're the adventurers. We're great.
Don't show off,
said Nina.
I'm just joking, Nina,
said Eric.
You're too serious.
Listen, guys,
said Sandy.
Mr. J is an important man. He owns NRTV, the music TV station, and a record company.
Let me see the letter, Nina,
said Ronnie. He took the letter and read it aloud.
It's from Mr. J's assistant. Listen. Mr. J and NRTV invite the adventurers to play at this year's Music Awards in New York City. The Music Awards will take place on Saturday, the 14th of November at 8 p.m. at the Glory Days Music Hall on Broadway.
Ronnie put the letter down. Everybody was smiling. They were happy and excited.
The 14th of November?
said Eric.
That's this weekend.
We must catch a plane to New York on Friday,
said Nina.
Wow, I can't believe it,
said Ronnie.
We are famous here in Ohio. We may become famous in New York, too.
New York, here we come,
shouted Sandy as she shook her tambourine. Chapter 2. It was 2:00 on Friday afternoon. Sandy was standing at a window in the airport. She was watching the rain.
I like the rain, but I don't like to travel in it,
she said. Nina looked at her watch.
We're leaving soon! Yippee!
she shouted. Eric looked around and said,
Wow, look at those policemen. Why are they here?
People were talking about 2 escaped prisoners,
said Ronnie.
The police are looking for them.
Are they here at the airport now?
asked Sandy. She was frightened.
Maybe,
said Ronnie.
Who knows? Anyway,
he added,
I'm hungry. I'll have a sandwich.
Just then, there was an announcement on the loudspeaker.
Flight 985 to New York City has changed gate number. Flight 985 to New York is now at gate 26. I repeat, at gate 26.
Wow, that's a long walk.
said Nina.
Where's Ronnie? He was here a minute ago.
Everybody turned around to look for him,
There he is.
said Eric.
He's at the cafeteria. Come on, Ronnie. We're leaving.
I'm coming.
Shouted Ronnie. They took their instruments and bags. Then they walked to gate 26. Ronnie ran after them,
Put your head down, Charlie.
said Joe,
Okay,
whispered Charlie.
I'm uncomfortable in these clothes. Why did we steal these clothes? They're too small for me.
Shh. They will hear us.
Said Joe. Just then, 2 policemen looked at the 2 men,
Oh no, they are looking at us.
said Joe. Charlie got up slowly and stood in front of Joe.
Huh? They can't see you now, boss.
Said Charlie.
Stop talking.
Said Joe.
I must think. We must get out of here. But how? Look at all the policemen around.
Suddenly he stopped and said,
Hey, Charlie, where is our backpack?
Uh-oh. I forgot it, boss. I left it at the cafeteria.
said Charlie.
You idiot!
Screamed Joe,
Go and get it.
Okay, boss.
said Charlie, and went back to the cafeteria. There he saw 2 red backpacks. He was confused.
Gee, which one is our backpack?
He thought. Just then, Joe waved to him,
I'm coming, boss.
said Charlie, and grabbed one of the backpacks.
This is the last call for Flight 985 to New York. We are now boarding.
You've all got your tickets, haven't you?
Said Eric.
Yes, here it is.
Said Ronnie.
But where's my... Uh-oh, I left my backpack at the cafeteria. I must go back and get it.
Run, Ronnie! Shouted the others.
Hurry up!
Let's wait here for Ronnie.
Said Nina. They sat down and waited for Ronnie.
It's still raining.
Said Sandy as she looked out of the window.
Look, guys.
Shouted Eric and pointed to 2 policemen in the corridor.
The police are chasing those 2 men.
Wow, police in action.
Said Nina.
Look at the short guy. He fell down.
They all laughed. Soon the 2 men and the policeman disappeared around the corner. Nina looked at her watch.
Where is Ronnie?
She asked.
Oh, it's getting late.
Let's go and find him.
Said Eric. They were running towards the cafeteria when they saw Ronnie.
I'm coming, guys.
He shouted.
Hurry up.
Said Nina.
We're going to miss our plane.
They quickly ran back to the gate. Chapter 3. The adventurers arrived at gate 26 and gave their tickets to the ground stewardess. The ground stewardess looked at the tickets and shook her head.
I'm sorry. You've just missed your flight.
She said.
Oh, no. Is there another flight to New York today?
Asked Eric.
Well, there are other flights,
Said the ground stewardess.
but all the planes are full.
Sandy covered her mouth.
I can't believe it.
She said.
We can't go to New York.
What are we going to do now?
Asked Nina.
We're playing tomorrow night.
She looked nervously at her watch. Eric was thinking.
Don't worry, Nina.
He said.
We've got a whole day to get there.
You're so optimistic.
Said Nina.
But tell me, how are we going to do that?
Ronnie put his head down. He felt bad. He was always forgetful, and he hated it.
It's my fault, isn't it?
He said.
I'm sorry, guys.
Don't feel bad, Ronnie. Cheer up.
Said Sandy and smiled. People liked Sandy because she was so kind.
Hey, Ronnie. At least you found your backpack.
Said Eric.
Don't worry. We will get to New York. Some way or another.
Nina was angry.
Hello? Is anybody listening? What are we going to do now?
She asked. She turned to Ronnie and said,
Oh, you are so forgetful. We are not going to make it to the music awards on time now.
She started walking towards the exit of the airport.
Don't leave, Nina.
Said Sandy.
Come back.
Don't worry about Nina, guys.
Said Eric.
You know her. 1 minute she's mad, and the next she's not.
The three of them started thinking. They were trying to find a solution to their problem. Just then, Ronnie looked up and saw a poster. It was an advertisement, and it read, "Why fly and miss a beautiful view when you can take the train and see it too?" Ronnie jumped up and said,
Let's go. We'll take the train to New York.
he was happy again.
That's right.
Said Eric.
We can take the 5 o'clock train to New York. The train station is not very far.
We must hurry.
Said Sandy.
Go and get Nina, Ronnie. She's walking towards the exit.
Don't forget your backpack this time.
Said Eric. They all laughed. Two strange-looking women were hiding behind a telephone booth. They were wearing long coats, hats, and high heels. They were watching the adventurers.
Do you think they'll recognize us?
Said the short one.
They don't even know us.
Said the other one.
Then why are we dressed up?
Asked the short one.
You ask too many questions and don't think enough.
Said the tall one. The short one slowly turned around and said,
Oh, that's why.
Two policemen were standing opposite them.